Hello everybody, a very good morning to you all and welcome back to another live stream here at Taurex and at Moss. Hope everyone has had a good trading week so far, has had some good profits or some good trades, or is looking for some good opportunities. We have now reached the middle of the week, which, as I always say when I come on a Wednesday, is the time where, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're your best trading days. Normally that's where you get the best opportunities, so I'm hoping that that is going to be the case for today as I line up some more trade ideas for people, give an update on any current trades. I didn't have any trades open on Monday. We did some analysis on Monday, and one of the, especially the dollar, I've really got my eyes on the dollar right now, because it looks like, even though I thought initially we might see the dollar rally, it looks like it's broken out of a really key area. So we could be in for some more downside in the dollar, maybe some more upside in gold. And I'll take a look at the stock market and any markets that anyone wants me to cover in today's stream, then I will be able to do that. Just drop your requests for markets in the chat section on YouTube, and I'll be more than happy to help. Of course, this is another live stream giveaway as well. So if you comment the word "win" in the chat section, then you will be entered into a live draw at the end. But please make sure that you're around at the end of the stream to actually, you know, claim the prize if you win, because it does require you to put your Discord username in the chat section. And if you don't do that, then unfortunately you can't claim the prize. So you don't have to do it necessarily when I'm live, but just do it on the actual YouTube video that gets posted, the live video that gets posted after, and I'll be, you know, active on the comments just to get your Discord username, okay? Hello to everybody who is on the YouTube chat. Good to see you all. I can see some familiar names on there. Hello to you, Bobby. Zarab, hello to you, Smart Money. Good to see you. Musa, hello. Hader, good to see you as well. We've got Lara in the room this morning as well. We've got Osama, who is, you've not been on a stream for a while yet, but you're not late this time, so well done. Very well done to you. Josiah, hello to you. Good to see you. St. Wall Street, good to see you as well. Hope you're all doing well. Dan, hello to you. Good to see you. Bolu was one of our winners before. Hello to you, Bolu. Good to see you. Mamu, hello. Kirkton's here as well. Don, Amir, Jake, good to see you all. Thank you very much for the comments. Jessica, hello to you. Anna, Shrikant, hello to you as well. And Mamu, hello to you. Good to see you all. Thank you very much for commenting as well. So just remember, people, that you do only get one entry, so commenting "win" like 1,000 times doesn't make a difference. You only get 2 entries, or you get double the chance to win if you're a subscriber of our YouTube channel. That's a setting that I've got currently set, so you don't have to comment twice. You don't have to comment "win" twice. Just commenting one will give you double the chance to win. Okay, that's pretty much how it works. So yeah, okay. Top trades, hello to you. Sian, hello to you as well. Daniel, yet finally made it. Yes, you have indeed. Thank you very much. So, let's first of all, I know we've had some requests come through already. I know, Bobby, you want me to take a look at WTI, gold, US 30 and US 100. Yes, of course. Any other markets anyone wants me to cover? Please drop it in the chat section. And if you can, please drop the time frame that you want me to go through as well, because that will make a big difference, so I can actually see what time frame you're studying, because it will make a difference on the trade, of course. So looking at the moves for currently in the markets right now, I'm seeing a bit of a mixed bag actually. The stock market, like the US stock market and the DAX, down about 0.4%, and I've noticed that every day this week so far, I know it's only been 2 days, but we've seen the European session be quite negative for the stock market, and then when the US session wakes up, we then see the bulls step back in. I don't know if you saw the move on Monday, but apparently that move, the move higher that we saw in the stock market on Monday, when we saw this, where's the S&P 500? Just want to quickly show you. When we saw here, this one, we were down about 1%, and you'll see this across the board. And then in the US session, the buyers really stepped back in. Apparently, when I was watching Bloomberg, that was 85% retail buying. There was no institutional, hardly any institutional buying. This was all retail buying. It's actually some of the biggest retail flows that we've seen for quite some time. And you can see that really that's been reversed, which doesn't really surprise me, because the retail doesn't hold, you know, a great deal of power unless obviously everyone's trading the same thing. So that was interesting to see. And then really, we see crypto up quite a bit today. So we've got Ethereum's up 2.5%, Bitcoin's up 0.8%, oil is up 0.77%. That was basically because of a potential strike on some oil facilities over in the Middle East. Gold's up again, so we'll take a look at gold. Gold's up 0.7%. We'll see if that can continue today. And the dollar pairs, or the Forex pairs, are moving quite a bit actually. The dollar's down fairly big for a morning sessions at the moment. So we're going to see if that can continue in today's session as well. Okay. Right. Let's take a look at just some of the news that we've seen this morning and what we expect in terms of fundamental news, if there's anything we need to be concerned about. I flagged at the beginning of the week that this wasn't necessarily a massive week for fundamental news. To be honest, it wasn't a great deal going on. We had UK inflation, which came out this morning, and that came in quite significantly higher, actually. You can see forecast was for 3.6% year-on-year inflation. The previous was 3.4%, but the actual was 3.8%. So we're seeing a hotter economy in the UK at the moment, and that backs up really some of the stronger data that we've seen in the UK as well. If I'm being honest, that pretty much is about it. It isn't a massive week for fundamental news for those who don't like news because they see it as just noise. It's a good week for you because I think technical analysis really is what's going to rule this week, okay? Or the rest of this week, should we say. If you do want access to this economic calendar, and you can get access to Signal Center and AI News Sentiment, technical views, featured trade ideas as well, all you got to do is head over to, I'll show you the website. If you head over to the tradetaurex.com website, and then you go over to under Tools, and go to Taurex Plus, you can actually sign up for a free trial for these tools, or if you have a Taurex account, then you actually get access to all of these tools for free, which is fantastic. So you get look at these, you get everything you need. Gives you the sentiment for the day, gives you featured ideas, gives you economic insights. You can get an account analyzer tool as well with Swissset. If anyone wants any more information about that, then please do let me know. Jessica says that we want a discount on Atmos. Well, we can get a discount sorted on Atmos, I'm sure. I think if you I think there's a current discount if you have not purchased an Atmos challenge before. I think you get 33% off your first challenge. So just head over to the Atmos website and you can get access to that. Okay. Right then. Let's have a look at some of the requests. Right, so we've got dollar yen from Jessica. Tech and Trade wants dollar Swiss franc. Lara wants dollar Swiss as well. Bolu wants GBP USD. And so basically all the dollar pairs, which we'll go through. And there was some more on there for oil prices and the stock market, US 30, US 100. Okay, cool. Let's start with them then. Right. Let me have a drink. Let's start with oil. Because this was the news on oil that I was reading earlier today. Oil prices rose to its highest level in the week, and the dollar weakened after CNN reported that new US intelligence suggested Israel is preparing a potential strike on Iranian nuclear facilities. Brent jumped 1.7. It wasn't clear that Israeli leaders had made a final decision to carry out the strikes, citing officials it didn't name. The Swiss franc and the yen, traditional safe haven assets, inched higher. Geopolitical tensions may add headwind to the markets, which had calmed recently after a month of turmoil from the bits. Yeah, so basically some more threats on strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities meant that we saw a spike higher in oil. Look at that for today. It's being sold into at the moment. But generally speaking, okay, that was the move out of that fair value gap. This is still being respected. We have had a liquidity sweep up there. Liquidity sweep on that high. So there is a potential for a short opportunity here on a lower time frame. You can see we've had a reaction. Let me just drop down time frames even more. Taken out there. There is a potential for a really, this is a scalping opportunity really. This isn't necessarily something, for those of you who know me, I'm not a big scalper. That's where we had that last, we had a liquidity sweep on there. Break of structure. Okay, so maybe, for me this is a high risk setup. But even that's a 3.5 to 1 risk reward trade. I think 33%, Jessica, I think. If you check out the Atmos website, I believe you'll be able to find out some more details on that. So, yeah, I mean, that's a 3.5 scalp short for those who trade on the lower time frames, if you are interested. This is something that I see, how I see it. But really on the 4-hour time frame, I know we have had that liquidity sweep. We may rotate back in towards here. But generally, I see a market which is broadly in an uptrend still. This is still being respected. And I believe we could still see a move up to 65. Connor, can you turn on the translator? How do I do that? I didn't know you could do that. Does anyone know how to do that? Apologies, Jessica. Maybe I'll speak slowly. I don't know where I can turn the translator on. Annoyingly. Okay. So I still think that the oil is generally in an uptrend. It's not really in a tradable state for me. I like the potential 15-minute short scalp, but it's only a scalp, and it would be a low risk for me. But, you know, I think as long as it still respects this trend line and this uptrend that we see, and we've got this fair value gap, which has obviously been basically the floor of the market, then I think we could still see a move higher up to 65. At the moment, there isn't anything concrete about the attacks on the Iran nuclear facilities. So this is purely just speculation. And I always find that when you're looking at speculative news, it can be a good thing to sort of sell into almost. Curtin wants me to look at DAX because we've got a new monthly high. Daniel, have you ever looked at the London breakout? I'm not sure what you mean. On what market? Okay, right. There's a couple of people that want to look at US 30, which I'm more than happy to do. If I'm being honest right now, for me, I'm bullish on stocks. And that has changed. And the reason it changed is because the technicals told me they changed. Obviously, when we were seeing this, I was bearish. And we had a breakout above pretty much this descending channel, retest, and then we've gone higher. For me, though, the only thing that puts me off about the US 30 is you see this. This is a fair value gap that was from Friday the 9th of May, so the beginning of the month. And we have yet to fill it. That doesn't happen too often. So I think you need to be careful. Because what we could see is a move into this fair value gap. Then I would look to buy. That would be how I trade it. But it's hard with the stock market sometimes because you just get that momentum and it just keeps going and you're like, when is it ever going to make a significant drop? For me, for the US 30, because I'm a trader on a 4-hour or the daily time frame, I would prefer to wait until it's in an area of interest for me, and this is definitely an area of interest, around 41,500, the 50% of this fair value gap. That is the sort of thing that I'm looking for. But broadly, if you do, if you're a bit more, what's the word? A bit more of a risk taker, I suppose. then just what we see, you can just tell. Sometimes people have a lot of stuff on their charts, right? You don't need a lot of stuff on your charts. You can literally tell the amount of candles that it took to make that move, and look how small the candles are. And this is just a classic retracement. So you may even find that it could go from here. That would be the more, I would say that would be the more, the riskier play. You know, if you wanted to take a bigger risk, that would be the riskier play. For the safer play for me would be, let's just be patient and wait for that drop down to 41,500. That would be the way that I would do it. Cable or euro dollar, you just take the first hour of the session for the range and trade the breakout. It's simple as that. Yeah, no, that is something that I look at. I look at doing that, Daniel, on the DAX, on the German stock index. I always look to do that. I look for the first hour breakout, and sometimes I'll just trade the breakout with solid risk management. You don't need to have this like fancy strategy or anything like that. Laura, do you trade stocks and do you align them with indices? This is probably one of my weak points. Everyone has their own speciality. For me, I've just never really been exposed to trading individual stocks that much. I always have traded indices instead, and because I've had some success on it, I always think, why change? So I am aware that sometimes maybe I don't analyze stocks too much, and it's purely just from a basis of that I just feel more comfortable trading indices. But if there are individual stocks people want me to take a look at, then I will do that. It's just not in the top of my list in terms of specialities, that's all. But I do know bits about it. I just prefer indices. Just prefer trading indices. Okay, so that's the US 30, the NASDAQ. Similar sort of thing, right? We're sort of waiting for that next break higher. Who remembers this? Who remembers this from Monday? Do you remember I mentioned to you? I think it was on a 15-minute time frame. I mentioned to you about this breakout. And you could see that we were starting to see signs of a breakout from that golden Fibonacci area. There's the test, there's the test. Nice little fake out there. Liquidity sweep on the trend line. Beautiful. And then boom. Only problem with that is this would have been one if you traded, buy stops. Not wait for the breakout and retest, because it just never retested. You can see how that just never retested. But some of that move is being filled now. But you can see like it's this looks like what I call a low volume retracement. Okay? And I believe at some point, unless there's any bad news that comes out, we're going to see that. And so that could come today because it's a Wednesday and there's not much news, and Wednesday typically is one of the most volatile days. So I do believe that maybe today we could see that. In fact, this is like a breaker block here. Has that been tested? Okay, so this is a mitigation area. Why is it a mitigation area? Well, let me zoom in on the 15-minute. Zoom right in. This was a previous bearish order block, because you can see it made that move lower. Then what happened is the market came and broke straight through that. That's a lot of buying power. Straight through that impulsive move. And this now becomes what was previously resistance, now turns support. So I like the idea of doing this. And the risk reward to reach the high from the initial move is 5.2 to 1. So this will be the first trade that I place this week. There we go. I said it. I'm just showing you what I do personally. What you decide to do is up to you. But I'm going to put that in the trade ideas section for those who are on the stream. US 100, my personal US 100 buy from the live stream. Hello Dusseldorf, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So if you're not in the Discord channel, make sure you scan the QR code and come and join, because I always drop my trade. I always drop every trade that I place personally. I'll always drop it in here first. And at some point, I will show you guys. I've not showed anyone my journal for like 2 months, and there's I need to get it. I need to update it with some of the trades that I've not put in it. I've been bad. I always tell people to update their journal, and I haven't done it that well this month. It's just been a crazy month at work, so that's just an excuse, though, isn't it? Really, so I should do it, and I will do it. Okay, that's a trade idea for me. That's a trade that I'm willing to place 1% risk on. I think there's gold, isn't there? People want me to look at gold, so I'm gonna look. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at gold, then I'm gonna look at the dollar pairs, and I'll take a quick look at Apple at the end as well, and then we'll do the live draw for the giveaway. So if you have commented win and you've left the stream, you're going to find it hard to redeem unless you come back later and comment. Gold. Okay, right. Here we go, people. So, as you may know by now, I love to trade fair value gaps. And this is one that I probably missed out on. This was the gap from last Friday to this Monday. Look at it. Filled it to the pip. And up we go. Then we've now come up and filled this this imbalance. So we're now at a very, very interesting and important stage for this gold market. Because for me, this area is a resistance area. It's a supply zone. We saw an impulsive move off the back of that. That's where it started, right? We are pretty much at that level. However, we're actually at that point where this could go either way, in the sense that this could act as a resistance area, and then we create that next lower high, and we see a big move down to 3,000. And the risk reward on that is 12 to 1. So 0.5% risk for a 6% gain, pretty much. That's astonishing. Which is what's tempting me to put 0.5% on this as a sell. I just want to check it hasn't actually already mitigated it. Oh, it has. It's actually already touched it. Damn. That's annoying, because we can start to see, we're seeing a rejection already. Damn it. Okay. Okay, so I've missed this. but there is still a chance to get in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to see the reaction from that area first, and then see if we get start to see a structure shift. You know how it works. Maybe even a liquidity grab on the top, and then that displacement, and then try and get in on that momentum. The alternative situation is this resistance area doesn't hold, and we actually get a move, up into the middle of it. And to be honest, I think now, yes, and this is what I was about to say. Dan, is that what I'm seeing on the dollar right now doesn't fill me with much confidence in terms of dollar bulls, right? Which would basically mean with a weaker dollar, that could help gold prices. It would struggle gold may struggle to sink when gold may struggle to sink when the dollar is weak. That's what's putting me off. That's why I probably should have analysed dollar first. It's still technically a good play, but I think you have to put minimal risk on this. The alternative is dollar does become significantly weaker. This helps boost gold prices, and then I genuinely think we might see gold, come back up to 3,400. And just on that, let's take a look at the dollar. And if you're in the Discord channel, yesterday I posted two charts, dollar yen and the dollar. And basically they looked exactly the same. This was the rally that we've seen from the lows back in the middle, towards the end of April. This was the low of the dollar this year, 98. And we started to see, this is starting to see some recovery. And then, I'm not a massive trendline trader, but sometimes they make sense. Because you get these channels, right? What I noticed, and you can see it with your eyes, is that initially we saw a test of that channel, nice reaction, and it came back again and then broke down below, retested, and look what happened since. So for me, for someone who was at an event saying about how I think that the dollar is a good buy for the rest of this year, I've changed my mind. I think we're in for that. There's a threat here that the dollar, look at it, break lower, pause, break lower, pause, break lower, pause, break lower, extended pause, slight recovery. We could be seeing a move, I believe, in the dollar down into the low 90s. And when you actually look at this as well, on a weekly time frame, look at the previous support areas that were basically where the dollar this had been support for the dollar for since 2023. That got broken, and then we had this sort of it looks quite pathetic, really. That's 4 weeks of upside. It didn't even. It went from 98 to 102 in 4 weeks. That was its rally. This could be in for, boom, another move lower. It's screaming out to me that the dollar's going lower. As a result, and we will look at those dollar pairs now, and then we'll do the draw. You can see dollar yen, exactly the same thing. There's that rally, there's that channel, broken, and now we're moving lower. You're probably asking, how am I going to trade this? Well, I've got a strategy. I've got a strategy for dollar pairs. And it's called the Trend Rider, for those who know. If you know, you know. Here we go. I'm not forgetting Apple, Laura, don't worry. I'm not going to forget it. Okay. So here's my personal strategy for dollar yen. Pretty much, I won't necessarily explain the strategy as such. I'll just tell you what I'm going to do, personally, is I'm waiting for a test of this red line, a stop loss above the blue line. ADX is starting to build nicely as well. There's a new trend potentially starting to build. This looks this doesn't actually necessarily mean that it's going to win, but in terms of confidence in a trade, when I put it into my trading journal, this would be a 5 confidence out of 5, because we've had a nice technical breakout. We've had a nice crossover of the moving averages, a bearish crossover. We've started to respect that moving average as well. Break down below the trend line, retest lower. I want to see this. So by the time it actually comes to executing, obviously this moving average will have moved. It might look the trade might look something like this. So it's not a trade that I'm placing or even like, but I'm looking at this every few hours just to see where dollar yen's going. And that is how potentially, if I'm right about the dollar and we see that huge drop in the dollar, this could be a trend that we ride, or I ride, for quite some time. Exactly, Dan. Those 4 weekly candles are very small in comparison to the bearish candles. So there's no momentum in the buyers. So therefore, that's why I'm looking for some more downside. And this looks like the best market. Because when I go through the rest of them, GU, okay, potentially. Dollar yen looks great. USD CAD, we're just starting to see a fresh crossover, bearish crossover. AED USD is a mess. Wouldn't even trade that if I'm honest. Euro dollar, again, look, fresh crossover. That's a bullish crossover. Again, pointing to some more dollar weakness. NZD USD is a bit of a mess. And USD Swiss franc, for those who are asking about it. Again, fresh bearish crossover. ADX is starting to move higher, which means the trend is building. This is another potential short opportunity on the cards for dollar versus Swiss franc. There is a 200 weekly. There is a weekly 200 EMA to watch out for on dollar yen. Is there now? Yeah, but look where it is, Lana. It's all the way down at 138. I'll take that. It could be a good area to look to try and take some money off if we do get that move. So I'm happy with that area being there. But yeah, good spot, because that could be a good support area. It's a great target as well. Okay, we will be doing the live draw in just a second. I just promised that I will take a look at Trend Rider Baby. Yes, indeed, Daniel. We love it. We love it. Just taking a look quickly at Apple. Look at the Apple, by the way, Laura. 200 weekly moving average. Beautiful. Below its 200 daily moving average, though. Sorry, I'm stop looking at the 200 moving average. Apple, it looks like it's in a downtrend, doesn't it? If you follow the current momentum, it doesn't look great. It's a mess. I'm not seeing any like company specifics here. This isn't tradable. I find this difficult to trade. It might be a good buy from where it is now. Try and target 220. Stay above that 200 area. I think 200 will always be support for Apple. So I like, even though it's in a downtrend clearly, if I was lining up a trade, I'd probably keep it really simple and look for something like that. And you're looking for longs above 214. I don't disagree with that, yeah. But you could even look, if I was trading it, I would look for longs right now. With a stop loss at around 193, that's what I would do. And target 250 at a 3 to 1. Let's see. I'll keep it there. Okay, right, we're going to do the live draw giveaway now. So we've currently got 80 entries today. So remember, if you do win and you're watching on catch up, you can drop your Discord username on the live chat now, or you can do it after I finish the stream, as long as you do it sort of within the next day or so. and it's on the right stream, then I'll be active, to look at the comments, to then message you so you can claim your prize. The prizes are the same. So the first prize for today, the first winner will win a 10k funded Atmos 2-phase challenge account, and the second place will win a 50% deposit bonus into Taurex at up to $250. Good stuff. Right, let's do it. Good luck to those who are entered. Wishing you all the best. The first winner is But. Nice name. But you have won the giveaway, the first giveaway. So please, if you are around, drop your Discord username to me, and in the live chat, and I will, or at the end of the stream, and I will message you to claim your prize. Well done to you. Congratulations. And the second winner today is Kirkton. BU. Well done. You have won a 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. Congratulations. I think I know your Discord username anyway, because I know you're in my live streams quite a lot. So congratulations to you, and you have won the prize, and fantastic. Well done. Well done to those winners. So, we will be back. Congratulations. We will be back next week on Monday for a fresh set of giveaways to break down everything that's going on next week. I believe next week, no, it's not NFP. NFP is the week after. So I will get in touch with you regarding any updates on the markets, any updates on the trades. But if you're not in the Discord channel, then you're missing out, because I will post when I'm looking to actually execute a trade personally. Until then, I do hope everyone has a good trading day, a good trading rest of the week. If you do need me, feel free to reach out on Discord, and I'll be more than happy to help. Okay, trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you soon.